Hey guys, welcome back. It's time for Ken Follett's The Pillars of the Earth, Book 2, Sowing of the Wind, which is not to be confused with Book 2, World Without End, the actual second book, because it's not the second book. This is part 2 of the first book, but they're calling it books for reasons, even though the chapters continue. I don't know why they're calling them books. They could have called them episodes or parts, but they called them books even though they're based on books, and there actually are 3 books in the series that they're basing it on, but these 3 books that are in the game are actually all the same first book, which is good because it'd be confusing because the second book in the real book series is set 150 years later, and so that'd be a hell of a disconnect. So this is part 2 of the first book. It's been 4 months already. That might come as a surprise, but because we spent half of it playing Infra, but yeah. It's been 4 months since we played book 1. I'm gonna try to recap it a little bit because it's been a long time, but if you haven't seen or read or played book 1 or whatever already, you should go back, either play it yourself or go back to the playlist and watch the 12 episodes until now. But this is a little recap for people that have seen that but need a refresher, I suppose. So we open up with a mason. He's walking through the forest with his family. The wife goes into labor, has a baby, dies of childbirth, and then they abandon the baby in the woods. Father of the year. Thankfully, baby's not killed by cold or found by wolves or something. It is found by some dude that happened to also be in the woods at that exact minute, because I assume babies survive about 1 minute in the ice forest, but I don't have a scientific degree in baby freezing. Anyway, the baby abandoning family goes on to find a surrogate family because they find some boy and his mom that have been living in the wilds, and they all go off together. By the way, he's a mason, he's a builder, I guess they call him usually, and the dying wish of the mom was, do your dream, sweetie, and build that church you always were dreaming of building. That sounds like a side note, but it's actually like the central structure of the entire game, surprisingly. So they find their way into a settlement, and we can leave them for a moment, the boy and the mason, the 2 of the playable characters. There's a priest also. He is from a different abbey, but is visiting some abbey that's not his, and he encounters his brother there, and he encounters some less than savory politics and so on, and also the entire place seems really disheveled and crappy, and it's just not doing well, and he's not psyched about that either. He gets wrapped up in a bunch of concerning politics, and his brother wants him to deliver a message, and a bunch of underhanded stuff going on, and he's not sure where to go with his allegiances, and everyone seems out to get him. He does deliver information, and I believe that leads to an attack. I think that was actually the cause for the attack, and the attack happens on the city that the builder and the boy had happened to go to with their families, so they are forced to flee. And so they flee, and they happen to flee directly to the abbey where the priest is stationed. That priest has happened to, over the course of finagling the internal politics of that place, ends up actually deposing its current leader and becoming the leader of that particular church. But then the boy, conveniently for the builder who can't seem to get work anywhere he goes, the boy burns down the church. Whoops. Don't tell anyone about that. So now the builder is like, hey, I wanted to build a church. That church burned down. Seems awful convenient. Let's not read too much into how convenient that is. And he gets hired to build the new church. And that's more or less where we left off. Kind of. It's about a C- retelling of the last book. Kind of. Sure. Sowing the Wind. What?
My name is Aliena of Shiring. I'm the daughter of the Earl Bartholomew of Shiring. At least, I used to be, before my father was arrested for conspiring against the king. And a man I had once refused to marry took control of everything my family had ever owned, including ourselves.
Where's the girl?
She is where you put her, you fiend. Once the king finds out...
Here's the key. Now go get her. I'm starving.
Okay. There's seemed to be a little hiccup with the text there, but it said 5 weeks earlier. So we're here to wait for Matthew's return. So, we're going back in time a little bit, apparently. So, Aliena was the princess of the town that got destroyed, where everyone had to flee, and there's a bunch of refugees spewing out of there and whatnot.
Are you awake? William Hammerly is back. He wants to see you.
This seems to be before the ending of Book 1, but after the attack that happened. He has me sleep here, while Richard is chained to the stables. I'd rather be there than this close to William.
Make him wait.
Somebody's not fond. Did she overturn... Is that chamber pot or food? There's something on the ground.
Why am I fooling myself?
What's taking so long?
There is nothing left.
I'm sorry, but I'll have to come in.
Thank the Lord. You're alive.
Of course. Why wouldn't I be? Dear God, did he hit you?
Well, I suppose he's getting more daring now that his father is about to see the king.
This is taking too long. Go get them.
Right. Milady, I must ask you, do not provoke him. Not yet. Not until you're properly armed.
Oh great, we're dealing with the terrible blonde guy that's basically Ramsay Bolton.
Did you get the weapons?
Yes, I hid them up on the wall. Near the gate. Look for a red piece of cloth.
Get down here, and no talking. And don't cause any trouble. I just cleaned my sword.
Matthew hid some weapons next to a piece of red cloth.
Finally. Just because I allowed you to sleep in my room doesn't mean you can make yourself cozy in there. Ugh, what's with your face? Your arrogance makes you ugly. Did you know that?
Wow. Hot kettle black, huh?
I didn't sleep well.
Were you lonely?
We've all been sleeping poorly the last few weeks. Your father will be the new Earl soon. This castle will be yours. There's no need to keep the lady and her brother hostage. Maybe you should consider letting us go.
Oi, Walter. Looks like the princess needs a servant to do her talking. Can't imagine why I ever wanted to marry that ugly boor. A real lady. That's what I deserve. Maybe even Empress Maud. Yes.
Talk about the kind of person where it's like a compliment that they're not into you.
Why don't we start right here on your father's table?
Don't. Not until your father's spoken to the king. You girl, go outside, get some air.
All right. I shall do so gladly.
Anything you need, William?
Tell the bitch to get me something to eat. I'm starving.
You heard him. Go, now!
Emily wants me to get him some food. Can I poison it? Please? Okay, so we're still in the town that was attacked in the previous game, the previous episode, the previous chapter.
I always told you your stubbornness would be your end.
Getting flashbacks? So everything sucks now, right? That's the takeaway? Is that as a result of what has just happened, this entire place is just a mess. These animals. How can they do such a thing? Richard is far too young to cause them trouble.
Richard,
Did they let you go? Have you sided with them?
don't be ridiculous. I will never succumb to these beasts.
Beasts? That's a bit rude.
How are you managing?
I'd be managing a lot better if you gave me a sword.
Did he say something funny?
That boy with a sword. Look at his back. He can barely lift his own head. Teach a chicken to fight, might as well just step on it.
I'll be back soon. Don't lose hope.
Yeah.
Both of those dialogue options seemed incredibly problematic to say right in front of this guy. William's watchdog. Father had a few men like him. He just whistled, and they killed.
You do a lot for him. Tending to his horse, watching his prisoners. What do they pay you?
Why do you keep asking me that?
I might be able to pay you more.
Right.
Tell us. How much do you want?
Maybe I don't do this just for the money.
I don't believe you. What else should you gain from being cruel?
An apprentice. Unlike you, Percy Hamley likes the way I've been raising his son.
Don't act as if you've never had a heart. I see how kindly you treat his horse.
You want me to let you go?
Yes.
Of course. It would be the proper thing to do. There is no humane reason for keeping us locked up.
Can't.
Why not?
Because Bartholomew is still Earl. Can't have his brats running around causing a ruckus. I don't get paid to be careless.
Not actively trying to provoke, even though that's likely one of the only options, and I get the feeling we're going to cut our way out of this place one way or another. Near the gates, Matthew said.
Nothing. Maybe Matthew meant the other gate.
It would be kind of an obvious spot, wouldn't it?
Nothing. Maybe Matthew meant the other gate.
So I'd try the item on item thing. This is a game where you click on item to click on other item, like in usual point and click games, but oftentimes our items are concepts and thoughts and ideas, and in this case both of them are. They're basically two missions I use as inventory items. Poor girl. They chained her too.
Flemish, here girl. Don't you recognize me? Ah, good girl. It must be hard to catch my scent in this rain.
This is where they store the food. I can find the food here, but can I destroy it? Oh, great sign.
Oh! It smells horrible in here.
Is nobody keeping track of this place? Spoiled cabbages, rotten meat, rotting apples. Just a cloth. Something underneath?
Let's see. A loaf of bread. And it doesn't look as bad as everything else in here.
If I can find the weapon, what I could do is I could take the loaf of bread to my brother, and then take the rotten crap to the bastard.
Mealworms.
Things are going great around here, huh?
Disgusting.
Turned to mush, sour smell.
I'm not putting my hand in there. Disgusting.
might not have that kind of option. You might have to take the bread to him either way. Something in here.
Oh, a dead chicken. What a horrible smell. Someone must have trapped it in here for fun. What a waste.
Alright, A+ society. Barrel with dead chicken. Its feet broken. Tried to claw its way outside. Jesus. It was probably William, wasn't it? Let's head out. I'll come back for the bread. I want to find the weapons. I'm a little afraid that grabbing the bread might precede things.
The storeroom is to your left, not down the yard.
Okay, so they're restricting where you can go. If I walk up the wall, can I do that outside of his line of sight?
You heard me. Stay where I can see you.
Ah. Well, I don't want to say anything about the weapons in front of him. And I actually can't go anywhere at the moment. Guess I'm grabbing the bread. One loaf of dry bread. That's all that's left. You guys know that when you occupy a place, you still have to, like, run it, right? Otherwise, it just turns into a rock. An empty rock with no sustenance. Oh, I can't even... So I can't bring up the food anymore. Let's go feed it to the horse. So feeding it to Richard when he is there is a problem. Is there anything around? Used to be home. I feel watched. I don't think there's anything around I can use to distract this guy. But I think I have to go along with it for now. It is tempting to feed the bread to Flemish or the brother, but I think I'd get in trouble both times because this guy's proving that he's just got his eye on me.
Did you get what he asked for?
Yes.
Good. Don't waste his time then.
Or Matthew, he's just a steward. He's not used to cruelty like this. None of us is.
Matthew.
He's all right. Now get some food, will you?
The mold is spreading. As soon as we get rid of William, Matthew will take care of it again. What a complete and utter bastard. Let's see. Here's your food. I don't think I had the option to do anything with it.
Your food.
Is that all?
After your knights raided the castle, this is all they left.
There must be more.
There isn't. If you don't believe me, then go and look for yourself.
You really think you can play your silly games with me?
I am still the daughter of the Earl, and by the law of the King, you are my subject.
Oh my. Forget what I said about your arrogance. It actually makes you quite pretty.
Huh? In the name of my father, you will die for this!
Master Richard, don't!
Stupid boy. Almost as stupid as his sister. I'd rape you if I could. But you're not my kind of lass. What's with her? She dead?
Leave her. The king has not yet spoken. Wait till your father is an earl proper. Then you can do with her whatever you want.
Damn! To hell with it. She's so ugly, no one would ever want to take her anyway. Put them with the animals until the king has decided.
Wow, I'm here like, he's gonna cook your dog. And it got way worse. Like, I forgot how relentlessly awful he is. Well, shit, he killed our steward. And now we're both chained up. I think it's time to find that weapon. Our objective is to remove the chains. It looks heavy. I can't reach it, can I?
It's too high. I'm chained to a post. I can't reach it. If only it was closer.
I need to get the bird. I need to get the horse to kick the stable and knock, and then that falls down into reach. That's my guess. Oh, how do I get the horse to react, I wonder? There must be a way to remove the chains. I must only break one link. But when I'm breaking the chains, I'm going to make noise and probably get it, waking up the guy that's supposed to be sleeping right now. Move, Richard, please. Don't just lie there. So she's really, really chained in place, whereas he has his arms on the post chained, so he's got like a circle. He can kind of move around a bit, but he's unconscious right now, I think.
Richard! Richard! Wake up!
A single horseshoe. William's hound must have left it.
It's just out of reach.
Even that one? Use your feet. Oh, your feet are chained. Okay. Need better options. I don't see a red cloth anywhere. In fact, I don't really see anything else to interact with either. I can't interact with the horse. Not directly. Can she even stand up?
No, there are no weapons here. And no sign of my red scarf.
There we go. Try to remember how to interact with things in this game. Maybe I just need to keep shouting at him till he wakes up.
Come on, I need you to wake up. Hey!
Ali, my ear.
How do you feel?
Hot.
The wound is boiling your blood. We need to get you someplace dry and cool so you can heal.
Ali, they shackled us. I will die here.
Calm down. You'll only make things worse. Don't give up. We will get out of here.
And what then?
We'll find Father. He'll know what to do.
I heard them say that he's with the king in Winchester.
Then that's where we'll go. You'll see. He'll make things right again. Don't give up. We will get out of here.
I don't know.
How did you free yourself before?
I don't know. When they put me here, they had the shackles fitted to my ankles. But today, I somehow managed to slip through. These 3 weeks must have made me very determined.
Yes, and very thin.
He escaped because he lost so much weight during his imprisonment that he slipped out of his own shackles. Well, that's not a very immediate, actionable plan for me to use.
What were you thinking, charging William like that?
I had to protect you.
That was very brave of you.
I don't know.
It was. Father will be proud when you tell him. Richard, throw me that horseshoe.
It's not hard enough to break the chain. I already tried.
I'll think of something. Just give it to me.
Thank the Lord which is alive. And an interactive object, apparently. Huh. I'm guessing we throw the horseshoe either at the horse or the hammer itself. Oh boy, don't mess this up. Oh. Oh my god, it actually came back to you. Lucky. An old hammer. Great, I'm sure we can totally make me breaking the chains totally quiet. Oh god. Don't hit your own foot. Oh. The speed of these things feels weird. There we go. Whoa. Damn. That was shockingly effective.
I'll open yours next. Can you stand?
I'll try.
Good. Then wait here. I'll find us a way to get out of here.
Let's take his horse.
Yes. Good idea. But first we need the weapons Matthew hid for us.
If we calmed William's horse, we could flee. But we need to get the horse to calm down. But first I need to find the weapons. Otherwise we're defenseless. But honestly, part of me just wants to book it immediately and say screw everything else. Thankfully, he is conveniently asleep. He'd have to be eventually. It doesn't seem like they have a lot of people here to even really watch us. Nobody around. No knights, no help. It's this guy. Oh, Hugh Axe, not Huge Axe. I'm like, is this guy named Huge Axe? More of Percy Hamley's men. They are guarding the gate. If I tried to pass them on foot, I would be too slow. Okay. The cloth is up there, but I don't want to go. I don't want to go by them because I'll get trapped. Ugly your face. Let's not go that way. Abandoned and empty. Used to carry goods. Let's go back and climb the wall. We can be stealthy about this.
Oh,
Did you just try to sneak up on me?
oh, I...
And you freed yourself. You leave me no choice.
Wow.
No.
Wow. I didn't know you could die in these games. I don't think I remember doing that ever before. Well, that was an abrupt end.